All right, well, here we are, another day, Wednesday, with the Day Tradester. I swing trade every day that the markets are open, and I also day trade, but for the purposes of my videos, to try to inspire you to either enter the markets or to become a better trader, maybe learning a basic strategy, I record every day all of the trades that I make, both selling and buying within my swing trading strategy. And today in the markets is one heck of an amazing day. Let's zoom in here, take a look at today's candle. You can see from about a week and a half ago, starting September 23rd, we had 3 days in a row of moving down. A lot of people thought this might be the turn in the market that people had been anticipating and that experts had been forecasting, but nope. Retail investors, they decided to move the market otherwise. There was some institutional investment, but most of this move is being pushed up by the retail investors. Just every time there's a little dip, they buy right back in, and it's keeping the market moving up. And also, like I said, there has been some institutions starting to put money back into the market, so it's helping to push the market up. But today, what a day today has been, especially with the government shutting down last night. All right, Datadog, that is a day trading stock. So with the government shutting down last night, some people expected that the market would pretty much be stagnant. Some experts suspected that the market would go down. But very, very few said that today is going to be a day of market volatility with the markets going up. And with today's move, as you can see, we hit an all-time S&P 500 high, currently sitting at roughly $66,715 and still pushing up. This market just keeps defying the experts. The experts like Warren Buffett, the experts like Michael Burry. Now, I'm not trying to speak ill of Warren Buffett. I don't even come close. I'm not even 1/100th of 1% as talented or as intelligent as that man is. My point is that you can't predict the markets. Even Warren Buffett and Michael Burry, some of the two most notable investors in the last decade. Definitely Warren Buffett has been most notable for several decades, but Michael Burry, he's been huge since the 2008 market crash. But Warren Buffett has famously said multiple times over the decades, you can't predict the market. You never know what the market's going to do from one day to the next. And this year, Warren Buffett has had the largest amount of cash that he's ever had, with the expectations that this year was going to be a bad year for the markets and there was going to be a big market crash and he was going to take advantage of it. Again, this market continues to thwart his expectations of that downturn. So for today, we did receive some buy alerts from price hitting we did hit some sell alerts. We always sell before we buy. I do have some buy alerts as well, but the sell alerts is what we go through first, so we can add money to our account so we're able to maximize our bank and purchase as many stocks as we can on the other side. All right, so we'll expand our chart back out, and the first sell stock that we're going to look at is American Express. All right, that didn't go. American Express. Enter. There we go. All right, we had a big move yesterday and we have a continuation down. So yesterday we had price move below our fast moving average and we have continuation of that particular cross. So we will be selling one share of American Express. I currently have 4, which means I have 1 share for each book of my 4 books. We also had price move below our slow moving average. Now this, we're not going to use this as confirmation of this cross as well. We just do one cross at a time, because many days when there's a big move like this, the next day we usually come back up. Well, not usually, it's a chance that we can come back up, and you can see price did move up, but then it's dropped back down. But each cross, the cross past the fast moving average and the cross past the slow moving average, are each individual crosses that set individual triggers. But this clearly is currently lower than the close of yesterday's candle, so we're going to look to sell 1 share. Now price is currently at $331, and I will be selling stocks that I bought at $308. So we're selling 1. Come into our sell column. We're looking to sell. Price already moved. There we go. $331.28. We bought it, as I said, at $308. So we are looking at roughly $23 in profit on the sell of that share. Next stock on the list that we want to take a look at is another financial stock. It's Bank of America, BAC. Again, I'm showing you my swing trading strategy. If these are stocks that you own, you may want to do some research and consider selling these yourself if you actually own some of them. So we clearly have price move below our fast moving average yesterday. We also have price moving below the slow moving average, but this candle is a continuation of this price move, of this particular cross. So we will hopefully be selling some Bank of America at a profit. We're currently sitting at $50.79. We absolutely will be selling a few at a profit. Now, with Bank of America, I like to have 4 shares per book. I'm currently maxed out at 16 shares. So we're looking to sell 4, and we'll just set it at 50.78. See if those go. So we sold 50.78 shares that I bought at 48. So we're just going to round that up to $2 per share. So that's $8 rough profit on that sale. Now remember, this price, this cross here of the slow moving average, we're going to look tomorrow to see if we have continuation down. And if we have continuation of price moving down tomorrow, we will look to sell, and hopefully it'll be at a profit. But we were not selling anything based on this particular cross, on the slow moving average being crossed by price today. We always look for continuation in the move. So the next stock we're taking a look at that we're going to be making a sale is SoFi. Received an alert on that as well. So you can see we've been in a downward trend since September 23rd of SoFi, the online bank. And you can see back here on the 29th, which was Monday, we were able to make a sale of 18 shares based on the continuation of the cross of the price below the fast-moving average on Friday. And then yesterday we had price move below the slow moving average. We had price move, and we absolutely have continuation today on SoFi Bank. Now, if you notice, I have a limit order for 1 book of 18 shares. When I'm maxed out, I like to have 72 shares at 18 shares per book. So we're going to be making a sell order for 18 shares. And currently we're at 25.89, so we're going to drop down to 25.88. And we made on 25.88 shares that we actually bought at $24. So that's $1.88 per share. We're just going to round that up to 2 on 16 shares. We're looking at roughly $32 in profit on that sale. Now we have 2 more stocks that we received possible sell alerts on today. Last one is Uber. The last one that we're actually going to be selling stocks and making some money is Uber. And then we have one more that the price is already lower than all of our purchase prices. So we're going to take a look at Uber. UBER. Let's zoom back in. So you can see that we had price again. We had price cross the fast moving average yesterday, and we clearly have a continuation of that move down as long as price is lower than the close of the candle that crossed and caused the trigger. Now I'm currently maxed out at 8 shares with 2 shares per book. So we're going to look to sell 2 shares at $97.20. And the $97.20 of Uber that I bought at $91.60. We're just going to round the profit per share to $6. So that's $12 on the sell of that book. All right, the last stock that we're going to take a look at is Palo Alto, which is PANW. Palo Alto. We're looking to make a sell order. Price has moved since I looked at my list. So since we currently have, so what I was looking at, we had price move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days ago. We had price cross, and then we had a continuation down, but I did not sell because price was lower than our purchase order, but we did. You can see on this candle, we had price move on September 22nd, and we set a sell order on September 22nd. So then we had price move back up slowly. And then today, when I looked, price was down here. So I was going to count this as a continuation of this move and actually try to sell, place another sell order. But prices reversed since I made the list this morning, and we are not going to be doing anything with Palo Alto. Unfortunately, $204 is higher. So if I were to sell anything right now, I would be selling at a profit, but we will wait and see what the market, or at least price action for Palo Alto, does tomorrow. And there is another stock that we want to take a look at. That is PayPal, PYPL. All right, now PayPal, we did not have an alert that we received this morning for just price moving below the fast moving average. We also have an alert because we had price of the fast moving average cross below the slow moving average. So we have two alerts, and not just an alert for price moving below one particular moving average. We had a confluence of price moving below our fast moving average and below our slow moving average, and the fast moving average moving back across and below the slow moving average after 2 days prior it crossing above. So we have a price alert on all three triggers. Unfortunately, the current price is below all of our purchase prices. You can see we already have a limit order for two books. Each book has 2 shares. I max out at 8. So we are fully already set with our limit order for all the shares that we currently own for PayPal. So total, all of the sales that we made today, I have roughly $75 in gross profits or net profits. I also have roughly $1,100 that I earned from other strategies within this account from selling stocks. This is not the only thing I do in this account. I run multiple strategies in this account. And the reason I have multiple strategies in this account, I want to maximize my full potential of making as much money as I can by using one account instead of breaking it up into 3 accounts. If I broke everything up into 3 accounts, from my day trading to my swing trading, which is what this video is for, and the other strategies that I have, then I wouldn't be able to maximize my potential. I'm already working on 3 accounts already, but I do multiple things in each account. But this is my main account with the 3 main strategies of, again, I day trade and I swing trade, and I do other types of strategies trying to teach myself how to be a better and different trader also within this account. So in total, I have roughly $1,175 that we can use to spend to buy some of the shares that we received buy alerts on either today or earlier this week. And the first stock that we're going to look at that we received a buy alert on is Dell. So we had price move across our fast moving average yesterday, and we clearly are in a continuation move. We've gone from basically 135 to 147, so that's a $12 move that we hopefully won't be the end of. So with Dell, I like to have 2 shares per book, so I like to be maxed out at 8 shares, which means we will be purchasing 4 additional shares. So we're going to come in our active trader, bump this up to 4, and hopefully we'll purchase it at 148.41. So 148.41 times 4. We're just going to round that up to 150. So that's $600 roughly for the 4 shares of Dell. Another stock we want to take a look at is Micron. That's MU. I currently have 4 shares and I'm maxed out. I like to have 8. That's 2 shares per book. And just like Dell, we are having a great day. This is a huge move for Micron. You can see there hasn't been another move like that. Let's go zoom this out and see if there's been a move like that in the last 3 months. Nope. This is a huge move today. Like I said, this is the S&P 500 is flying up, and it has recovered all of its losses that it had from last week's downturn. So we'll zoom back in, get a closer look. So right now, Micron their price has turned around on the daily chart. If we go to our daily chart, 1 day, 1 minute, you can see it's now taking a downturn. So what we're going to do is I plan on buying Micron, but I'm going to wait until it goes however far this downturn is before I buy back in. So the chart that I basically work on is the daily chart. This is now the meaning on the daily chart, meaning that each candle aggregates under a day. I typically day trade on the 2-minute chart. So we'll go to our 2-minute chart. So each candle is now aggregating every 2 minutes. We'll expand this out so you can see the whole move for the day. So that is a huge, awesome move that Micron's had today. So let's zoom into this last downturn. So we had a move from 180.86 to 179.02. So that's roughly $1.75 a share. So that's a $4 savings if this, well, it looks like it's turned back around. So if this candle closes green, I'm going to go ahead and purchase the additional 4 shares of Micron. So Micron's turned back around on this particular candle and it's going back up. So we're just going to purchase 4 shares. Now I just sold 2 shares in my day trading strategy, which means I've got to go ahead and buy that back in. We just sold that at 180.56. So we're going to buy 6 shares now instead of just 4. And hopefully get those at 180.67. Nope, price has already moved up on us. Try to get those at 180.72. Nope, price keeps moving up. There we go. We've got our 6 shares of Micron at 180.72. All right, with that, we're going to go back to our daily chart, which is 3 months and 1 day aggregation. All right, now each share cost $180. I bought 4 of those, so those are a little over $700. I only had $575, so some of my day trading stocks I'm not going to be able to maximize and rebuy back in, but that's okay. Micron is expected to do absolutely incredible over the next several years, so depending on what other stock, I might have just taken money away from a stock that is not expected to move as much, and it won't be as volatile, so it's possible I have much larger gains by using that money on Micron. So we are finished with purchasing all of my stocks for today, and we have nothing else to sell within our swing trading strategy for the video. So we will go back to our expanded screen and we'll go back to the S&P 500, SPX. And you can see we've reached another all-time high at $6,718. When we started, I believe it was 15. I don't remember. We just sold some silver metals. I'm going to have to go repurchase those for my day trading strategy. Now let's take a look at our chart of the day, which is Lilly, Eli Lilly. Eli Lilly had an absolutely massive day. So we're going to go into our 1 day and 2 minute chart. This is the chart that I day trade on. Now I've had 4 shares of Eli Lilly that I've been holding on to since before Donald Trump announced the tariffs at the beginning of April into February. So it's nice to see this massive move. I was actually quite surprised when price got triggered and a trade order came up for a sale of Eli Lilly. I said, what? I've been holding on to those a long time. What's going on here? And that's when I realized a whole bunch of healthcare stocks were flying up today. Healthcare had the best day out of all the sectors. So I bought back in at $814. I bought that 1 share. And then about a half hour later, I realized that I may not want to hold on to this. And the reason I don't want to hold on to that possibly is if we go into the 3-year and 1 month chart. If you've seen my videos before, then you know that I really don't like purchasing stocks when the fast moving average is below the slow moving average. Now, even though Eli Lilly is having a great day, it's been going down for a while. And they've been going down largely because of the competition in the weight loss drugs. They're getting a lot of competition, especially through Hims. And I decided to sell that 1 share A, because the price of the fast moving average is below the slow moving average, and that this might just be a one-day gain and we might slow down, or we might turn around and see a reversal tomorrow, because there hasn't really been any significant improvement in their business. Now, it's quite possible that the price can keep moving up if this was largely investors taking profits. As you see, this was a heck of a move. So any investor who got in down here at $335, they've ridden this up all the way up to $800 at this move. So it's possible that they could have been taking profits here or here. So if this largely is investors taking profits, tomorrow will tell, and on into next week if this price just continues to go up. But at any rate, I ended up selling because we currently have the fast moving average below the slow moving average. That's largely why I sold that one share. So we'll go back to our chart of the day. So here you can see where I sold, and I'm currently holding on 3 shares. Now these 3 shares I bought at over $925. So it'll be a while. If price continues to move up, great. We'll recapture our money. We'll get our money back. But while I've been holding these, I have been collecting dividends. It's not much. It's $6 a share, but it's at least something while I'm holding on to it, waiting for price to turn around and come back up. And if it decides not to, for whatever reason, climb all the way back up to $925 over the next several days or weeks, it stays stagnant, or even if it turns back around, at least I got $814 back that I was able to purchase other stocks that I know that are definitely going up, that the fast moving average is above the slow moving average. All right, with that, so that Eli Lilly is our chart of the day. And the reason I use that as our chart of the day is because my charts that I use for that are stocks that I own. There are stocks that did move more than Eli Lilly, but I'm using stocks that we own for our charts of the day, and this was our best mover for the day. And that's what I try to do for our chart of the day. So we'll go back to our 1 day and our 3 month and 1 day chart, and we'll go back to the S&P 500, and we'll see that. So S&P 500, it is now almost 5:45 Eastern Standard Time, and you'll see that S&P 500 closed at an all-time high after reaching another all-time high. Now, typically every year, on average, September and October are the worst 2 months of the year, but this September, it just destroyed that average. That's going to move the mean of that average up a bit. This past September just changed that average big time. And the question is October going to do the same? Are retail investors going to keep this market moving up? If you think it is and you're not in the markets yet, you may want to consider opening an account, getting a retirement account started, and start making some of these trades. So if you can, if you find this useful information, could you please like, share, and subscribe, and please let some of your friends or family and coworkers know what I'm doing out here, that there is somebody making productive videos for them to follow, for them to learn some basics about trading, because I'd love to help them out. Now, here's what we did for the day. We sold American Express, Bank of America, SoFi, Uber, and we bought some shares of Dell and Micron. So those are our activities. We didn't place any sell orders or anything. So now we'll take a look at our realized gains, my realized gains, and our portfolio performance. So through our swing trading strategy, we made roughly $75 in realized gains. That is the portion of this $406.39 in realized gains for the day. If you're new to my videos, you'll see that it looks like there's a total losses of $402.94. So it looks like I only made $3.45 for the day. And that is not true. The way that Charles Schwab records my sales is it is last in, first out. So if there's any stocks that I purchased at a higher price than the price that we sold the shares at, it automatically records that those are the stocks that I'm selling. But my strategy, I go to the most expensive price of stock that's lower than the current price. So I'm selling everything at a profit. All the stocks that I have, I just hold on to them. And if price drops below my purchase price, I hold on to those until price moves back up at whatever time frame that may be. Maybe a day, maybe a week, maybe months, maybe a year. I am trading as a long-term investor. I'm day trading and swing trading, which is the point of these videos, showing you how to swing trade my long-term holdings. So this is my realized gains for the day by my accounting. And it's my accounting that's important. You don't lose money in the stock market unless you sell the stocks at a loss. And I'm not selling stocks at a loss. So this difference is strictly an accounting difference. Okay, so to date in this account, I'm performing at 6.9% compared to the S&P 500 at 4.48%. All of the funds in this account came from this account that I had to close on August 18th. As you can see, I started trading on August 20th. I had to close this for a reason that I accidentally put my account number up on YouTube in a video. And it took an hour or so for me to realize that, and I had to delete that video, and in turn I had to transfer all of the funds and all of the assets to this new account. By the time I closed this, we were performing at 16.26% compared to the S&P 500 at 10.54%. So combining our accounts and the S&P 500's numbers, we are performing at 23.16% year to date compared to the S&P 500 at 15.02%, which makes us performing at 8.14% better than the S&P 500. If you are new to trading and you are copying my trades, remember, I am not a professional. I'm not an expert. You have just been watching my videos and you're deciding that you trust me, that I'm making good trades, I'm making good decisions, and you feel that you might be able to just copy my trades on a daily basis. So if you are copying my swing trades, just know that my performance is different from yours because I'm sitting here and I'm day trading as well. So the performance that I'm having for swing trading is still better than the S&P 500, but that entire 23% performance is not coming strictly and solely from the swing trading strategy. And today was the first day of the fourth quarter, first day of October. It's Wednesday, so we're done for another day of trading. That session is done. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful and amazing rest of your Wednesday afternoon.